Hello and welcome to the Blackwing Descent Raid Guide. I'm Tour Guide Thry and my Holy Pally powers will lead the way. The first boss encounter in the Blackwing Descent raid is Magmaw, aka Big Freaking Fireworm, aka Blizzard feels bad for melee, so they decided to make a boss where they do absolutely nothing. I repeat, you want to be melee in this fight. So, while the melee goes pew pew on the boss, ruffle face rolling like it's wrath, the rest of us have a boss encounter. We're situated with our tank on the right, two melee dancing on the left, and the range doing all the work grouped up in the back. The first ability you have to worry about is Pillar of Flame, which is a pillar of fire. It only deals about 23,000 damage to anyone it hits, but damage isn't the issue. It spawns lava parasites, which you see right there. To deal with this, as soon as Pillar comes up, we move to the other side of the room. Unlike the melee, who gets to stand still and possibly take a nap, while ranged AoE down the lava parasites as fast as humanly possible. If you don't have enough ranged DPS to take them down, a rogue can tricks to a ranged player and fan of knives, a death knight can death and decay, ret pally can go out and consecrate, etc. The whole goal is to kill the larva parasites before they hit anyone. If they do, that player becomes a parasite host and will spawn more, quickly overrunning the raid and wiping you. The parasites can be slowed, snared, rooted, blasted back, what have you, and they should be if they get too close. We have two mages with the Ring of Frost and our Hunter's Slow Trap, which you see right there. Second major ability you're about to see is Mangle. Mangle works like this. Magmaw becomes a fat kid and your tank becomes a cheeseburger. He eats them. Shortly after Mangle, an emote will come up saying Magmaw slumps forward, exposing his pincers. At this point, melee actually has to do something. Two people have to jump up on him and they get a new ability, Constricting Chains. They must synchronize, use it on the spike in the middle of the room. At this point, Magmaw will spit out the tank and Magmaw will be impaled on the spike for the next 30 seconds. There won't be any damage during this phase, so go nuts. Healers, this is your time to catch up and to regen mana. But don't worry, if you don't have two melee that can do this, ranged can do it as well. Just further proving that Blizzard thinks that melee is lazy and incapable of doing anything. The final ability you have to avoid happens at the same time as Mangle, and that's Ignition. Ignition is very simple. Steam will cover half the room and just get to the other side. These are the only three major abilities that Magmaw does throughout the fight, so it's a fairly simple fight from 100% to 0. You just have to get these three down, and eventually Magmaw will go down. Now, we had some issue at the beginning, so here's some tips and tricks that we found that might help you with your first down. For starters, you always want your range stacked together. His Pillar of Flame targets a random ranged raid member, so if you're all stacked up, you're 100% sure to know where it's going to hit and will always be able to avoid it since you're guaranteed to have to move. If you have a member in front, behind, to the side, there's a chance you won't see it or will run over it when trying to move. So just a rule of thumb, be a chihuahua and hump the leg next to you. As you can see, we have world raid markers to make sure we're all stacked up. You still saw me fail on the second Pillar of Flame because I needed to stay in range for this second thing. Have a healer designated to heal your tank during Mangle. The tank can use damage reduction abilities to help, but odds are they're not going to last the entire time. We didn't have a healer the first few times, thinking my beacon would be able to do it, but it just simply wasn't enough. So you see me spam my big heals on the tank every time it happens. Healers, this might sound odd, but you can do this, because remember, after he's impaled there's no damage, so you have 30 seconds to regen mana, use Divine Plea, or what have you, to get your mana pool back up. That way you'll be able to keep up through other phases. So feel free to spam Flash Heal, Greater Heal, Divine Light, whatever big heal you need to keep your tank up, because you're going to be regenning mana for the next 30 seconds. Third, your ranged really aren't attacking Magmaw himself very often during most of the fight. They're working more on moving and killing the lava parasites. So when he's impaled, that is the perfect time for Bloodlust, Heroism, Time Warp, or Ancient Hysteria to maximize your DPS output. He takes double damage when he's impaled, so bring him down here as fast as possible, otherwise your healers will run out of mana, or you'll hit the enrage timer more often than not. Lastly, when he slumps forward and have one melee or at least one person who's jumping up there, call out on vent, 3, 2, 1, and then spike. If the two people don't do it at the same time and only one chain gets off, he'll break away from it, trying to consume more of your tank and dealing more raid damage. Get it right the first time or it's a hell of a time for your healers. I'll shut up now. So sit back and watch our almost fail epic first down. And notice health bar on the right side of my screen for when he dies. None of us were expecting this ending.
Megasound. Welcome to the Scantrax University. Sensation of pressure at the eardrums.
Light well's down again. Sorry for forgetting last time.
Oh, you might want to redo the
Oh, it just started.
Oh, that's guaranteed kill us all. I think I saw an arrow. I think the hunter.
Yeah, that was me. I was trying to target it and I hit right click.